Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. And let's just record. I think that's good. Yeah.
It's good. Alright. Yeah. My name is Shawnee. Okay.
This is the second take of episode 4.
Okay, wait, hold up.
Huh? Alright, this is. That was atrocious. Honestly, I think we should try that again. Ooh.
Crisp.
Crisp.
That's so crisp.
Okay, where?
Hello!
Yeah, hello!
Welcome back to For the Boys podcast.
This is episode
Episode 4. Even though it should be episode 5.
It should be.
If it wasn't deleted
Yeah.
by accident.
Yeah, I don't know who could have done that. Who deleted an entire episode on accident.
By whoopsie daisy.
How do you even...
Anyways.
Keon.
Yeah. Call out.
Powell. What were you saying?
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah. Tonight.
It is the night.
What are we gonna be talking about? Chrisming?
You say money?
Money. Making money.
Dinero.
We gonna be making dollars.
Currencies. And not just of the physical kind, but also the crypto currency kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna let Christian start this one off.
Are you serious, bro?
Christian's Mr. Money Man.
Putting me on the spot like this.
Put him on the spot.
I don't know. There's the first thing that came to my mind was that Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar was rapping about something. He was it was in some song about a homeless person, and the guy was like, and Kendrick said, the homeless guy asked me for 10 rand, and rand is a currency. So that's what.
That's the first thing you thought of.
Yes.
I don't know why, but the first thing I thought of was
What?
fucking Dogecoin.
Dogecoin?
Dogecoin's freaking epic blow up.
I'm kind of mad though.
And now it's kind of like doing that dance again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been doing that forever, and it will probably do that
again
to the end of time.
Yeah.
Unless like that guy, I think he bought like $800 million worth of it.
800 million? Who did that?
I don't know, but I was reading, and it was like, insert name bought $800 million worth of Doge, which
That's
made
crazy.
it bounce.
Yeah, but the thing about Doge, I don't know about Doge, honestly, because I keep saying this to David, and I keep saying it to you and everyone.
Yeah.
For Doge to be $1, the market cap would have to be higher than Bitcoin's market cap. And Bitcoin's market cap is like billions, you know?
Jeez.
It's like, you know what market cap is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, unless Tesla buys fucking like $3 billion.
I know Elon specifically has Doge.
Doge, yeah.
And bro, he bought it so long ago. Like, he bought it
Damn.
when it was... He was probably trying to push it up to like 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker... got some money now. A lot from Doge. I can tell you that.
You know what's crazy? I'm kind of mad at myself for not holding the money that I had. Because, like, you know, I was thinking, like, oh, maybe I should hold it. But then I thought, oh, it's going to just dip again, and I could just reinvest into other shit. But literally, like, it went up. At 8 cents, I had $1,200 in Doge. So, if you multiply that by 10 and then divide by 2, that's the new peak that it hit. So that would have been, I would have had like 1,000, I would have had 12,000. No, I would have had 6,000 if I held.
Yeah.
Which is more than, well, not more than everything, but it's like a good chunk of everything.
I mean, obviously, you know, now you're like, oh yeah, I should have hold.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to predict that, so I'd say like you were getting on me about Ethereum.
Yeah. It's good.
I
it's good.
sold. I think I sold 4 to
Mm,
get Ethereum.
Really?
I put 1,000 in Ethereum,
Yeah.
and then when I went on vacation, it doubled. So it was at like 2,000. I was like,
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, now it's dropping again, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold for a bit.
That's good. That's good. You know what? I think you should. I think I mentioned this already. VACQ. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but you know what Rocket Lab is?
Yeah.
Basically, they're holding like, I don't know. Basically, the stock is trading under an acquisition sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I know that sooner or later, the VACQ stocks will turn into RKLB stocks,
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Lab stocks.
Yeah.
So you could own. I think that's the very first, like, aerospace company that has gone public. I mean, you have Lockheed Martin, but they're also like doing like missiles.
Yeah.
And shit for the government. So I think Rocket Lab is like the first like space, company, a rocket company, to go public like that. And I'm surprised that SpaceX hasn't gone public.
Definitely.
You know. I don't know, because I hear when you go public, you have to have a board of directors, and like, board of directors don't really like, they're not really good for like CEOs like Elon Musk, because a board of directors has the power to remove the CEO from office
Mm-hmm.
if they wanted to.
And
So it's
be
like,
Elon being Elon,
Mhm.
like,
yeah, it's gonna do some crazy shit.
and it's weird because Tesla didn't really do anything to him. You know,
Mhm.
when the fucking motherfucker was like, I'm gonna smoke weed.
Yeah. I thought that was gonna get him kicked out. I thought he was gonna like just.
That would have sucked though, cause like
Yeah.
this guy is like
Mhm.
he's more than just like, oh yeah, he's really cool.
Mhm.
He's like the personality of Tesla. He
Yeah.
makes Teslas cooler by
Mhm.
him being who he is.
Exactly. Like, if you put anyone else on there, even if someone more competent than Elon Musk was put as CEO of Tesla, which is, I mean, that's pretty hard to do, right? There's very few people. It just wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't want a Cybertruck because I already
No.
have a regular truck.
Yeah.
But now I want a Cybertruck because it's like fucking Elon Musk.
This is
Yeah.
Elon's
Thing.
creation.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't CEO, like
Mhm.
all these cars, they wouldn't look like what they look like right now. They'd be
Yeah.
these boring ass
For real.
fucking hybrids.
Yeah, hybrids. Yeah, that's kind of lame.
That's super lame.
Another thing about Elon, like, this is what I think about, like, historical figures, right?
Yeah.
Elvis Presley.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about Elvis Presley, like, how many people that, like, saw Elvis Presley, like, before he was famous and during his fame, like, how many of those people thought that he would be a historical figure? I mean, it can't be that many, right? I mean, he was a pop star. He was a rock star, not a pop star. But people weren't like, oh man, he's going in the history books.
Yeah.
And like, that's the same shit that's happening with Elon Musk. He's a historical figure.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like living in
It's
the same
probably
time.
just because that. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, he's really important right now,
Yeah.
but we don't see the bigger picture of like he's gonna be like
Mhm.
how we remember. I'm trying to think of like a higher than Elvis.
Higher than Elvis? Ford. Henry Ford. Henry Ford, I mean,
Technically, they're
yeah, they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
I don't know what Henry Ford did, but he sounds famous. He was like the car guy. He was the one who made the car. He was the one who did the car, right? Or was that someone else? He was the guy.
Yeah.
He was the car guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So Elon is a spaceship guy. Rocket guy.
It's, he's going to be remembered for different things too. So
Yeah.
he's going to be, he's the guy, he's the Tesla guy, but he's also the SpaceX guy.
And the Boring Company guy. And the Neuralink guy.
Yeah.
And what else? Just the guy. The Dogecoin guy.
The Dogecoin guy and the meme guy.
The meme guy.
The musket guy, the Elon Musket. I don't know.
Elongated Musk. Oh fuck.
I think that's when Elon became like a really big name
Yeah.
to everyone.
He just
Like
became a meme.
everyone like started joking on him
Mm-hmm.
because it was his exotic name.
Yeah, isn't he like I think he's like South African or something.
He is from South Africa.
Yeah.
But I think he has like a weird like Australian-ish accent. Like he sounds.
Sounds like Elon Musk.
He's so unique. Like that
Mhm.
guy is so unique in
Yeah.
every single way. It's crazy.
Yeah. But another thing is like, fucking like, I don't know. I really think he's gonna be a fucking historical figure. Like he has to be, because recently, like a couple days ago, or like a day ago, 2 days ago, on Friday, NASA had this competition going on for like a year or 2 years, for all these different space companies to develop landers,
Mm-hmm.
like lunar landers or lunar landers. Actually, Mooners is Kerbal Space Program. Lunar landers, and the whole point is to attach with the space station they're gonna put around the moon and all that shit. Basically, like, there was like 3 competitors, right? There was Blue Origin, there was Dynetics, and there was SpaceX. So if you look at the Dynetics launcher, it's basically 2 fuel tanks and a cabin, and then there's rockets on the side of the fuel tanks. So it's like really small and really compact, And then the Blue Origin lander was like a tall stack, just like random shit, and you had to climb this big ass ladder, like 20-foot tall ladder, to get from the cabin to the surface of the moon. And then SpaceX just came in, big fucking rocket. Just big fucking rocket. Like literally, Starship?
Yeah.
That's the lander.
Mm-hmm.
Starship is the lander. So the criteria for which you win the competition is pretty basic, right? It's cost, it's time to produce, and like other shit like that. The big thing is cost, right? Because commerce is very cheap or something, or so I'm told. The budget was like I think $2.9 billion or something. The award was $2.9 billion, and that was also the budget, right? Because the whole competition was for design,
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like, Dynetics had a really small lander, and then Blue Origin had like a stack lander, and then SpaceX had a huge rocket. And guess which one won?
Fucking SpaceX.
Of course, SpaceX. SpaceX was cheaper than the teeny lander
Mm-hmm.
from Dynetics and the stack from Blue Origin.
That's crazy.
Now think about that. That's the 15-minute mark.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the 15-minute mark. Let me check. Because it beat 3 times. Let me see this one. Because it said 2 hours. Hello?
When the camera is
when the camera stopped recording.
boom, 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 boom. Dun.
I think it's because the power. It's like it went from 5% to 3%.
Oh.
Even though it's charging, which is
Yeah.
fuck.
You should put the little Among Us character dancing.
A little Among Us.
With the little black part that we just had
Yeah,
right there.
just a child.
Okay. I mean, I wonder if that's why like newer cars for Tesla haven't been being pushed out yet. There's been a lot, but I feel like Elon was like, oh, I want to, watch over this project as well, a little bit more.
I mean, Elon is just the CEO. He's not really like.
But
he doesn't really do everything,
But he does, cause he's Elon.
I don't know about that.
But I do know about that, cause
You
it's Elon.
I see. No, but I don't know. I think as CEO, you don't really like. Cause the acronym CEO is Chief Executive Officer.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they just make decisions for the company. So I mean, if it has something to do with like delegating money.
Yeah.
I think that would be like the CFO,
Yeah.
Chief Financial Officer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's the CTO of Tesla, not the CEO. I think he's either CTO of Tesla or the CTO of SpaceX.
Maybe.
No, he's the CEO of SpaceX and the CTO of Tesla. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up because he's CTO of something.
Okay.
I think so. Elon Musk. Let's see. He's the founder, the CEO, CTO, and chief designer of SpaceX. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the early stage investor. He's the CEO and product architect of Tesla. So yeah, he just does everything. Right?
I told you. I'm telling you. Like, that guy is fucking insane.
Yeah, I saw an interview. Also, this was supposed to be about money. No.
Well, I mean, we're talking about stuff relates to money.
But I saw an interview, and he was like, when the interviewer was like, "Oh, what's a normal day look like for you?" And he's like, "Oh, I work like 14-hour days." Like, what? Huh? He takes like 3 plane rides every day or something, and like goes between Tesla and SpaceX all the time. Like Tesla, not Tesla, Texas to California, all the time.
Is SpaceX in California, or?
SpaceX is in Texas.
He moved.
They moved.
Tesla moved to Texas now.
They also moved?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because
good for him. No, you're just like.
Yeah. And well, I mean, I think most of their launches, like their paid launches, the things that they get money from.
Yeah.
They're launching from Cape Canaveral. They're launching from NASA up here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that's what, it was an old interview, so it might have been something different. But yeah, like, he works 14-hour days, and he, like eats a meal a day or something. He eats, like, a leaf, a salad, something. You know, he's
weird.
A cool guy. You know?
I mean, yeah, he's cool.
Shouldn't be like that.
Definitely, especially he's, like, later 40s?
Yeah. He's, like, I don't know. He's less than 50.
Mid or late 40s.
Yeah, and the... Huh? Oh, that was like... The weird... I don't know, man. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that he got into the game really old.
Yeah.
Because it's like... is he really gonna see people on Mars, you know? I think he might see people on Mars. It depends on how, fast he gets there. But I think the 2.9 billion will definitely help. Yeah. That shit was crazy, man. I heard about that, I was like, oh, fuck.
That's a hefty amount of green, if you would.
I just don't know how he does it. Like, we all know he's the CEO and all this shit. And, but what does he do exactly? Like, does he, draw the design?
Well,
for everything?
You were reading off his, and it said he does that for SpaceX.
He does that? Who?
For SpaceX.
Does what?
Design.
He's the architect of design of Tesla and the
I think
chief designer.
God, Jesus.
It was a huge list. It was like a big fucking paragraph of just what he is. He's, founder, CEO, CTO, and chief designer of SpaceX.
Yeah.
So, what does a chief designer do?
I'm assuming he's either the main guy doing the design, or he's the guy that approves all the designs.
I mean, it says designer, though.
It does, but it sounds like it could be either or. Or maybe he does his designs and he's like, man, I approve this one. Boom!
Veto. No, that's not the one. He vetoes other people's designs in favor of his own. Yeah, but look. Huh? Let's talk about money.
Let's talk about some money, man.
10 rand
10 rand.
You know how much 10 rand is?
Like
less than
a
a dollar.
Oh, like a penny.
No, it's like less than a dollar. It's like 80% of a dollar.
So 80 cents.
I think when the song came out by Kendrick Lamar, 10 rand was actually a dollar. But now it's like all inflated or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, speaking of inflation, bro, just think about this, bro. Think about this. A good percent of our money supply has been printed in the last couple years. Think about that.
By a couple years, you mean
Like 20
right
2021.
as Joe Biden got in office? Because literally everything I see in the news is
Yeah.
Joe Biden spends $1.3 trillion on
This.
wiping his ass. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Because, it was basically, well, Trump started it. That's all I'm saying, you know. Trump started it because, obviously this is a whole pandemic thing and we needed the COVID relief bill or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure if we actually needed that. Because my parents did fine. But I mean, well, my parents are always doing fine. No, I don't know. Because it started with him, right? And then that was like a good percent of our money already. That was like 5% maybe? Because that was like trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So then, after that, you know, like basically from 2020, from the end of Trump's term to now, yeah, I think it's been like 20% money of all the money ever printed in the U.S. since 1776. It's like 1776 to 2019.
It's 80.
It's 80%.
It's 80%.
Right, that's like a bunch of years.
That's a lot of years.
It's like, what, 2,200 years or something? And then the last 2 years, 20% of them. Oh, what the fuck, man? And the crazy thing is, we're not seeing hyperinflation. We're not seeing the inflation. Right? You know, if you go to the store,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a dollar's worth of bread is the same as it was a year ago.
Yeah.
But a lot more money has been printed.
Mm-hmm.
So why haven't we seen inflation? I'll tell you why.
Why?
I don't know.
It's weird because, like, I see, you know, with my work, I can control, like, prices.
Mm-hmm. You have that kind of power.
Not to the point of, like, free stuff.
Yeah.
But I can see, like, when things go up or down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right before Joe Biden, right before his bill was released,
Mm-hmm.
TV prices went up. Like, every TV price went up. Specifically. That was, like, one big item that went up. And I was like, interesting.
Inflation.
I think it's just because they knew that people are fucking dumb and they're gonna buy TVs with the money that Joe Biden is providing.
Fuck, man, that shit sucks, dude. Cause I was watching this video, and it was, cause this is where I heard of it. I was watching this video and like, the guy was talking about like a similar thing that happened in like 16th century China.
Mm-hmm.
And like literally like almost the same thing happened. Like they went to war with someone, and because the armies needed to get paid,
Mm-hmm.
they printed a bunch of money. They just manufactured a bunch of money. And then when the soldiers returned and everyone started like, you know, buying and all that shit, they saw huge like hyperinflation, like crazy amounts, and basically that entire era was totally like devastated with like poverty and inflation.
Mm-hmm.
And then this in the same video, they were saying, well, if it does turn out that we get hyperinflation and we scale inflation to like how much we've been printing money, then it would be worse than World War One Germany.
Oh my god,
Think
that's
about that.
crazy.
Think about loading your entire wallets with $100 bills, right?
And you couldn't even afford
a
fucking bread.
a tangerine.
You couldn't afford to go to the store.
Literally, like the gas per like minutes of travel would be like hundreds. Well, maybe not hundreds, but dude,
Thousands.
that's great. Like that's literally like that's the reason I'm like trying to like just invest all my money.
Yeah.
Because hyperinflation, if that shit happens, like I'm gonna be like, take that shit out.
Yeah, and then not be poor. Just you'd be the same.
Mhm.
Just everyone else is going down.
Yeah, which makes me.
Which makes
rich.
you go up a little bit.
Yes, I don't know really. I don't know about economics like that. But still, like that's something I'm actually kind of scared of. Like everyone's like, oh, we're living in uncertain times. Like, the real issue is the question: is your money gonna be worth the same in a year?
Mhm.
As it is now.
Cause it's weird. Like, when does that boom? When does that start? Like,
I heard something mentioned in passing that like it's mainly because we haven't been seeing hyperinflation because, and this is what I heard, that most people are saving their money now.
Mhm.
Like they're not really like moving money around.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because like if I mean just think about it, like if you printed a quadrillion dollars, like more money than has ever existed.
Yeah.
And you just put it in your bank account, and you don't do anything, like the economy's not gonna be affected.
That's correct.
Because no one's gonna see that you have a quadrillion dollars,
Mhm.
and the prices would stay the same.
Mhm.
Now, if you spent a quadrillion dollars, everyone would be like, "Oh shit, there's like 1,000 times more money."
There's a lot more money. Yes.
And you have to increase the prices 10-fold, 1,000-fold, or something. Whatever.
Something really ridiculous.
So that's the thing. Like, maybe that is why the Democrats do not want us to go and go outside without masks because they don't want us to stimulate the economy.
And fucking destroy the economy by
Literally.
by stimulating it, which is funny.
Mhm.
Because that's
The opposite of what's supposed to be. Honestly, like I think just for like 1 year, everyone should be required to spend as much money as they can.
that sounds awful. That sounds really bad.
Why? What's the bad thing? What's the problem with that?
Because you heard of super inflation. Get ready for ultra inflation. Because that's what's gonna happen if that happens.
Or like there was this Swedish band, or I don't know, some band, a foreign band, and they were really rich because they were really good, or something. And basically, like they just took all of the money that they had, or like millions of dollars in their currency, and just burnt it all, because that whole time like they were going through inflation, like a lot of inflation, and they're like, oh, this money is completely worthless. And we want to deflate the economy, so they just took money out of the circulation.
That's
and,
pretty.
And it didn't affect it at all.
Because
it was only a couple million. So that was
like the only person that could do that right now is fucking
Jeff Bezos.
Elon.
Like literally, if the top 5 richest people just burnt all their money.
Well, then the dollar would. Well, it depends.
The dollar would increase.
It would be somewhat like the strongest it's ever been at that point. But they'd be the poorest people of all time.
The best. What is it?
It's the hardest decisions require the strongest wills or something. I don't know. The Thanos. Here's my pants.
Boom.
Check my pants off.
Thanos.
Dick nose.
Dick.
That'd be the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, right there. Yeah, that's Also, the same band that burnt their money, their drummer cut off his own hand.
Oh.
So that's pretty epic. I think I have to put that in. I have to put that in the description or something because
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. I think that. What else? Speaking of money.
Money. Money.
Speaking of, I was listening to Warren Buffett talk about investing, and like, you know about the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's basically like, if you're new to something, like let's say you're new to drumming.
Yeah.
If you're new to drumming, at the very beginning you're gonna be like, oh, drumming is really easy, and I bet I'm just naturally gonna be really good at drumming. And then you start drumming, and you find out that you're actually really, really bad at it because you're just new. Well, that's the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Like the less you know about something, the more confident you are that you can succeed in that area. And then it inverses.
Yeah.
Right. And like I was saying, like Warren Buffett was talking about, like you need to pick your stocks very carefully. You need to analyze your companies that you're investing in, and you need to do all this shit. And he's like, if you diversify your money, you're basically like just throwing away money or something like that. I was thinking like, man, that is exactly what I'm doing. You know, because like I would just like buy a bunch of stocks and just sit on the stocks and just wait. But then he was like, oh, if you do that, you're retarded. So I was like, oh shit, I just Dunning-Kruger myself.
Yeah.
Or something. So yeah.
I think I've just been extraordinarily lucky with some of the investments I've made.
I mean, it's not really a bad. It's not that bad. I mean, to do that, but it's also kind of like. I mean, Warren Buffett said not to, so it's like you have to kind of take that into account.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing, I mean, that's the reason I got invested into VACQ. Because like, well, I believe in rocket companies, so that's fine. But I don't know about the cryptocurrency thing. I think, because he was just talking about stocks, right? So I diversify my crypto a lot. But I don't know if the crypto would apply because it's not really like the same thing as a stock.
It is not. It's weird.
Because the stock is like, you have a company, and all of the people who buy the stock own a percentage of the company. So based on how much the company is worth, that's the price of the stock right there, just a percentage of it. Right?
Yeah.
So the crypto doesn't really work the same. It's based on like market cap and like flow or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is that I have enough to buy a good gaming computer with the money that I have. Just like
How much?
How much money do I have?
How much exactly? Invested.
Invested 2,500 in cryptos.
In cryptos.
Diversified cryptos.
Yes.
Like 5,000 between Bitcoin and Cosmo.
Yeah.
Or Atom. It's actually called Atom.
Atom.
It's just like the ticker is called Cosmo or something like that. So like most of it is in Bitcoin. Like actually most, like 98% of it is in Bitcoin, and the other is in Atom. And then, that's like basically 5,500 in main coins, plus 2,500. That's 8,000. And then I have my stocks, which is like around 2,400. So $10,400. It's pretty good. Pretty good for 20 years old.
That is pretty good. I'm right behind you now.
You are?
You've passed me.
Yes. Let's go.
Just because everything's kind of. I put 300 in Bitcoin recently though, so.
That's good.
And that's like, it wasn't like at the point of where I bought it, it was negative. Like I lost money, so.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. That's
perfect.
Of course. How much did you have?
Right now, it's like 9,400 in well, it's a low diverse, so it's like 3,000 in Ford, it's like 800 in PLTR.
Mm-hmm.
That one should be hopefully going up by the end of the month.
Yeah.
Probably like 1,000 in Spy.
Tasty. Yeah.
So good. And then probably 2,000 Bitcoin. 2,000 in Ethereum. So that's basically what the whole thing consists of.
Sort of good.
And then I have a little bit in Microvision on a different platform. Yeah, but that's like that was like from way back when I bought it, so it's still positive. And I only put 100, and now it's at 300, so definitely not bad. And then a little bit in what's it called, like Agalore?
Huh?
Fucking
Agor? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that one.
Algorand, I think.
Yeah, I have like 144 in them.
That's good. Yeah, like, I mean, you're not that far. Pretty good.
I'm interested in like, I'm thinking about like, fuck, I want to do stocks that like pay dividend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
Thinking about that one.
That's something Kevin O'Leary does. He's like, oh, if the stock doesn't pay me a dividend, I don't want it.
Makes sense. I like Spy for that.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that. And I get. It was like $10.
$10?
$10
out of 1,000.
Roughly, I think it was more like.
That's pretty good.
It's per share. You get like a couple bucks per share.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's like what is that, like 10%? Yeah. Well, 10% of 100 is 10. So it's like
so it's
0.1%. Yeah. So you know.
It's something.
Yeah. Little pocket change.
But I mean it'll add up after a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think people the really good thing about like all this like, you know, GME shit. I mean, the GME shit is kind of old now.
Yeah.
But like just as a result of that, like a lot more people are investing. Like, just today, like all my coworkers were talking about the money that they have in stocks, and of course, I didn't want to tell them that I had like way more money than all of them. but they were like, oh man, like some dude was like looking at the stocks. He's like, oh, you know, I got like a couple hundred. I was like, oh, it's cute.
That's nice. Yeah, really good guy.
Pat on the back there.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good thing, because I think it's really important for people to like to learn more about money than what they're actually taught, which is nothing.
Which is nothing.
Yeah, they've been taught nothing about
nothing. It's always how you start with your money. Like, you could either be fucking stingy as fuck, you know, or you're smart with it, or you know, you're really dumb with money, really bad with it.
Yeah, it's all those people. Yeah, just one thing. You know, what's that guy's name? Robert Kiyosaki. You know, it's like an Asian person. He's like really rich, so that's basically the synopsis there. He said some shit, bro. That shit like blew my mind, because like it's so true. Like, you will never get taught how to like really work your money and to like really like, you know, do your finances properly in school. You'll never learn that.
That's true.
In school. Because you know why? Because school teaches you how to be a good worker. Think about that. They don't teach you how to be a good investor. They don't teach you how to be rich. They teach you how to be a good worker. I mean, if you think about it, like, you memorize information, and then you apply that information. You don't come up with new information until like you're 25, and you're in university. You know, so you know that's some shit right there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Actually, I'm pretty lucky, because I think that if I had the same mindset with money today that I had like 5 years ago, I would have $0 now.
Yeah, because back then you were like 15.
Yeah.
So.
You know, it's pretty good. Yeah.
It's also important, like, who you surround yourself with. Like, I mean, it's serious
No,
though.
no,
Like,
no.
if you had a bunch of dumb fucks that don't know shit about money,
Mm-hmm.
or like Keon fucking stingy ass that
How?
only cares about
Saving.
saving it, which is awful,
Bullshit, yeah.
atrocious
So stupid.
idea, or just that's it, just saving it.
Just saving.
Like,
Yeah.
you're not
You're
not gonna know shit either, because you're gonna kind of follow what
Whoever
your
wants
friends
to
want to do.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just laughing because 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 that shit that you said reminded me of like there's this fucking meme where it's like a little baby in a suit and it's like 5 things to do before you're 5.
Bosh, baby.
It's like manage your money, like invest $50,000, $10,000 per year. And then another one was like, surround yourself with smart people. Your network is your net worth. You know? Just,
That's kind of cool though. Like, I'm thinking about it, and like, in not even 6 months, like, my portfolio has gone up extraordinarily.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I used to have like $6,000 in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
just in my savings, and that's fucking.
That's a 33% increase because you're at like 9,000, right?
Yeah, but to be fair, like, I think I only started with like maybe $300.
Yeah.
Just to experiment. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, let's see. Like, we'll play around.
Yeah.
And now that I'm starting to get a little better at it, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm seeing what I want to do,
Yeah.
where I want to go. Because it was always just like, oh, I like Tesla. I'm gonna put money. I put like $200 in Tesla.
Yeah.
It never did too much, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The learning experience.
Of course. Yeah, man. That's. I mean, that I sort of have like I had like an epiphany.
Yeah.
Like now all these people in their 20s, they all know about money. They all know about like investing and all this shit now.
Yeah.
And that's like, dude, like we could literally become like the richest. We could be the richest generation.
Yeah.
Or at least not like this generation, but the next generation will definitely be the richest generation.
Yeah.
Because like their parents already know, like when their parents were in their 20s or are gonna be in their are in their
When their parents were in their 20s, they were already doing things that the people before were doing in their 30s or their 40s.
Yeah, when they
and people are like, it's weird because I heard the retirement age is going up, which kind of sounds stupid. Like, why are people working more if we're getting smarter? We're getting better at doing things.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. It should go down.
Maybe.
It's kind of dumb.
I think well, I don't know too much about the retirement thing, but
It's weird. I mean, if you think about it, it would make sense for it to go down. Like, the next generation, I feel like they're gonna retire 60 flat, and that's like, wow, really? Like, I know everyone before us wish that they can do that. Even like us, our generation, maybe not, probably not us, because we gonna be fucking.
boom. Yeah,
They're gonna be smart boys. Yeah, they're gonna be like, 60. I wish I had to work extra 7 years. 67. Holy fuck, bro! What?
Yeah.
Tell me you worked 47 years busting your ass just to barely retire for like 10
13 years.
13 years.
Statistically, yeah. That's lying, man.
Yeah.
That's that's pretty scary to think about.
Yeah.
Because if the retirement age is going up, that means like either people are enjoying their jobs more, or their jobs are getting worse. The jobs are getting
I
worse.
wonder which one it is.
Probably the second.
It's probably the shits are just fucking sucking.
Yeah. No, that's really one of my biggest motivators. Like I'm trying to retire before, like, I'm trying to retire before 50.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good dream too.
Yeah, because,
Like,
I mean, at that point, like, when you're 50, like, I'll probably have a kid when I'm, like, 30.
Yeah.
30 years old. And then when I'm 50, the kid will be, like, at that age where, like, they're starting to move out, they're starting to do all this shit. If I retire with a lump sum of money, they could do whatever they want at 20. You know? So that's really, like, the big thing for me. Trying to, like, I don't even have a girlfriend. And I'm trying to think of, like, what I'm gonna do for my son, you know?
but yeah, definitely, that's very good. And I kind of want to push my son once he's like 18 to start trying to trade, spending his money smartly, or at least if he's gonna save it, put it in something that's good. He's gonna make more money.
Yeah, like a
than
bond or
instead of
something.
losing it.
But yeah, you know, that's the thing. That's the dream.
That is a dream.
The American dream.
The American dream. That's not the American dream. Fuck the American dream. We
I
make
think
it better.
The American dream is owning a house and a car with 4 members in the family.
And a dog.
And a dog. And, what else? Like, retire when you're 60? That's the American dream. That's a dream?
That's
a
the
dream.
bare minimum.
Yeah.
That's like...
It's like you lived an average life.
Yes.
At that point, you know. I feel bad for, like, that
I mean...
6-year-olds that are...
To be fair...
Hmm?
You know, we're supposed to be better than them, so...
Yeah.
If you're mad about it, sorry.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Yeah, there too.
Because this is what's gonna happen. Ain't retiring at no 60, fuck that.
Heck no.
My knees aren't gonna last till I'm 50.
For real.
I'm just hurt already.
Well, you can't
And I'm like
go
20.
hooping. You can't go hoop.
It's because of that. It's like hooping, man, working. I should like destroyed my knees. So gone.
Working destroyed knees.
Yeah. Well.
Standing up.
Yes, precisely. Standing up for long periods of time.
Also sitting down for long periods of time. It's not good for you.
It is not. That's
So,
true. You need a mixture of both.
Yeah, I heard somewhere like, if you just want to sound smart in a meeting, and there's like 2 choices or like 2 things, pros and cons, it's like, just say this, you need to strike a balance. And everyone's gonna think you're fucking Albert Einstein.
I knew it. He was the real CEO.
Yeah,
of the company, of
Is
the Papa John's.
Is this Secret Boss? What's that show?
I was gonna say Boss Baby. It's
Secret
not
Boss Baby. No, that show where it's like the boss goes undercover.
It's Undercover Boss. Secret.
Like that sounds like a joke that I would set up, but I legitimately like didn't know what it was called. I just
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know that gets me thinking though, cause like I'm like, you know, I'm 20. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like I'm working. I'm like fuck, my coworker, she's like 61. I'm like god damn. And then I have another one. They're like fucking hobbling everywhere because their body just can't handle it. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you got stuck doing that. Like I can't get stuck doing that.
For real. Yeah, that's the mentality. Well, I mean, you know, like people are gonna say like you're also born into that situation. It's kind of like I mean,
okay, if you're born, you gotta dig yourself out of it.
Yeah, like America is the land of opportunity.
Yeah.
They don't call it that for no reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do to make money, that you can be good at, or that you can enjoy, and it's not fucking working 9 to 5
for 40 years.
For 40 years straight. Like imagine all the people that are like making 20, 50 grand like a month basically on like goddamn Twitch, YouTube, just any social platform. And then imagine what they're doing with their money. They're probably investing it too.
Yeah.
To make more. You know, they're not stupid. They'll act stupid.
Yeah.
But they're not stupid. Them motherfuckers are so smart. It's crazy to think like goodness, they're they're gonna be fucking millionaires before they're 40.
Exactly. They're just gonna retire as soon as their popularity fades. They're just gonna retire.
They're retiring. They're
chilling. I know that's the thing. Oh, have you seen that thing where it's like I don't know, it's like they do this shit every year where it's like they survey kids under like 15 to see what they want to be when they grow up, and like every year it changes a little bit.
I imagine, you know.
And this year was like the top 3 things were like influencer, makeup artist, YouTuber. It was like what?
I'd imagine it'd be all that type of stuff.
And you know that's actually like, it's not a bad thing to aspire to be because you're gonna make money, right?
Yeah.
If you're good at it, but like, just think of like what you have to do exactly in order to get that, right?
For
like,
one, you have to get really lucky.
Really lucky, yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how hard you work basically on that. Mm-hmm. It just, you have to get pushed by the algorithm of the platform that you're trying to.
And you have to like you're constantly like gaming the system too, like you're constantly like searching for the thumbnail, right? Like what combination of colors and like all this shit. Like you have to design the thumbnail around what gets the most clicks instead of what's gonna look the best or something. Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, I don't think that's really a fulfilling job, right? Because if you think of like Guava Juice, you know, motherfucker's like a millionaire, but like what does he do? You know, he makes kids videos. He makes videos for little kids, and he has like the same thumbnail all the time.
Yeah.
It's not good content.
It's not, you know, at some point you're just doing it because it's your job.
Yeah. And
you don't want to get stuck like that because it's just as it's I guess a little better, but it's just as bad as.
I mean, it's definitely better than working at Walmart for 40 years, but.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You just have to be, you know, the lucky guys that like get to do what they want, but also get a lot of money from doing it.
It's very small.
It's hard. It's very hard, especially like the YouTube personalities or like a lot of them. You'll see that they're smaller, but they're pushing out really good content that's very entertaining.
Yeah.
And they're getting enough.
Yeah.
That's why they'll push their Patreons or, you know, hey, donate something to me to keep me going with this good stuff and not push out the blech of YouTube.
And you know that's actually that's really the main thing about YouTube. Like YouTube is about learning how YouTube works. That's it. I mean, you know. That's pretty much the whole thing. Like Guava Juice learned, obviously. 5 Minute Crafts learned. 5 Minute Crafts has literally hundreds of like offshoot channels, and that's all they do. They just make a bunch of channels.
I think it's the same 7 videos, and they're just like edited differently.
Bro.
To have it just constantly play. Like your fucking little niece, she's gonna have her little iPad, she's gonna forget it, but the videos are gonna still go. And they're still getting that watch time, they're getting a view, all of that, you know, helps them, because it helps push them, which is, you know, just gonna get more money, more views, all that.
Yeah, it's you know, it's pretty bad nowadays on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, earlier I was talking about, like, the next generation is going to be rich. I think the next generation is not only going to be rich, but stupid.
They might be the dumbest, laziest generation
ever.
But they got lucky because they're just going to be really rich.
Yeah.
Because they're also going to kind of be smart.
Because, like it, you know, if you think about it, like, what, like, as a parent, and I'm seeing this happen with my sister. What do you do as a parent when like you don't want to buy a toy or like you don't have enough money to buy a toy?
I mean, obviously you try to tell them like, oh, not this time, you know, that bullshit that they say.
what happens?
The kid's
when
obviously gonna be like, oh. I mean, sometimes you get the lucky fucking.
Or, you can just raise them correctly.
Yeah.
But like 80% of people don't raise their kids correctly.
They don't. They just, if they cry, here, take this.
Cool. And like, you know what they do, dude? They give the phone to the child. So the child is on the phone, YouTube Kids, which they're not even supposed to be on YouTube because the age limit, you have to be 13 and above, first of all.
Unless YouTube Kids is like for kids, but still.
But it's
they're not on fucking YouTube Kids. They're on YouTube.
They're on YouTube.
Watching garbage.
They're watching guava juice. Right. They're learning the same 5 shapes and the same colors in like a weird, like badly animated 3D. And then they're gonna grow up thinking like they're gonna grow up like circle. Baby shark doo doo circle. I know that's a circle. And that's a rectangle.
And if I put them together,
you get a mongoose.
Yeah, they're gonna be really dumb. Cause like my brothers, all they do is use. To be fair, it's all I do too. But
at least you're smart.
And I try not to watch. I'm not watching dumb garbage shit. I'm watching shit that's like either interesting or challenging.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your viewpoint. I want to challenge that.
Yeah.
And it makes me think like, oh, I don't like that you challenged me there, but it's good to think about like stuff like that, and not fucking the yellow goop on the floor. What else is yellow and goopy?
It is the imposter.
It's a banana. That shit. Oh my gosh, we're gonna all the fucking like 15 and below year olds are gonna be so awful.
They're gonna have permanent like brain swell. You know, like when you watch YouTube for a long time and you've been watching YouTube for a long time, and your brain like you can feel like
it's like trying to fall out of your ears, just like goop.
It's just gonna be them for the next like 8 years, literally. No, that's a thing.
Yeah, but it shuts them up, and I don't like it when they're talking.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, people are getting worried because like a lot of jobs are getting replaced by robots, but like all the jobs that are getting replaced are jobs that kids don't want to do in the future. I mean, which makes sense, right? You'd want like the really bad jobs, like fucking construction, like that sucks. Like if you've ever like put a chair together outside the house, that shit sucks. And now imagine like doing that like 8 hours a day. So people don't want to do that, but like if the next generation is dumb, that's all they're gonna be able to do. So they're just gonna be.
And it's gonna be like the job market. You got jobs you need. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they're not the most desirable or the best paying, some of them.
Yeah.
But we need them. So like people are obviously going to be pushed into it if no one wants to do it, cuz say everyone wants to be a doctor, but no one wants to be a police officer, and everyone tries to do this, but not everyone's as good. So boop.
Yeah.
And then they're just what's going to happen. Like everyone's going to, I want to be on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And then they're gonna
be influencer.
They're not gonna do shit, and then they're gonna have to work at Walmart.
Yeah,
forever.
Yeah, maybe it's not as dismal as we make it seem, but it's definitely like I can definitely see that happening to at least one person. Because like if you take my niece for example, like all she does is watch YouTube. All she does is watch YouTube and like play the little games, and she has like literally like I think pages on the iPad of like folders, and each folder has 9 like games on it, and it's like just pages of that, just hundreds of games, and it's like she's gonna grow up like handicapped, she's gonna be in the special kids class, man. I mean, hopefully she's not, but like. And then all the jobs, like really dumb people, only dumb people can do, or would do, are gonna be taken by robots. So it's like, what the fuck?
Oh
What are you gonna
man,
do? Sit on
so
your
it's
ass?
gonna be weird because like if that happens, you know, unemployment's gonna go up, and then what happens, economy wise?
Um, I don't know.
It's weird.
That's definitely not good.
It's
Unemployment. It's not.
yeah,
Unemployment isn't good for the economy.
yeah,
Yeah, because there's less people like moving money around.
that is true.
Less people generating worth.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think of it like it could either be really good or really bad. I farted. I did not fart. That's my shadow. I think maybe I don't know. I think I'm just gonna like go to Mars and just live there and just fuck whatever happens.
Mars currency,
Mars coin.
Mars coin.
I think I don't know. Like if there was a currency on Mars, like what would it be? Like, what would it be called?
How would it be like valued? Is like its own thing at Mars. So, what's it like? Yeah, how is it valued compared to
Yeah.
other currencies?
Like that's weird.
And what backs it?
Yeah, like how do you determine that, man?
That is very weird.
Because on here, well, we just have strict, like it's just strictly like just imagination money. Because it's not backed by gold anymore. It's not backed by anything. It's just people believe it's worth something. I mean, which is fine, right? That's how that's how a lot of things work.
Yeah.
But like, what would they do on Mars?
Cause I mean, it'd be kind of weird to just say, "Oh yeah, this is worth one Mars buck."
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Mm.
'Cause this wasn't worth $1. Or 1 yen, one fucking dollop.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
I think well, I think for currency to develop on Mars, you would have to make it such that people could live on Mars sustainably. So I think you would have a community of around 1,000 people, at the very least, living there. So I was thinking like, cause you know how Bitcoin works a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the people who don't know, cause I have to explain this to explain the other point.
Yeah.
Basically, Bitcoin is basically like a marker. It's basically like a chip.
Yeah.
Like when you go to the casino and you get a chip.
Yeah.
It's basically a chip, and the whole thing is basically you put in $5, right, USD. You put in $5, and Bitcoin knows you have $5 worth of Bitcoin, right? And then as you trade, the amounts, like, fuck, it's hard to fucking explain. as you trade, as you like give someone Bitcoin, it's all like on a public ledger. Like everyone can see every single transaction done through Bitcoin, and of course, it's all like anonymous, so it doesn't really matter that it's all public, and it actually has to be public in order for it to work, because the whole thing is basically like, it's just a system of verifying that the transaction has completed. So you can set up the same thing using pen and paper, like I was explaining, like a few weeks ago when we went pooling.
Yeah.
To go billiards. You could do the same thing, but with 1,000 people, that's kind of hard to do. And even if you were gonna do that, you would have to make it like on the computer as well, and then at that point it's just another crypto.
Yeah.
But the real bitch of it is, can you get the Mars crypto to Earth? What would that interaction be like? Because you can set up a Mars crypto.
Yeah.
With 1,000 people. But how would it interact with Earth? Food for thought.
That is very interesting.
Food for thought. Right
And how does life on Mars work exactly? Because you were telling me like no one country can be like, boom, I own this.
there. Mm-hmm.
Even if we go there, we can't own it.
I don't think you can, unless they change it. Unless they changed it. Like Mars is technically like just international waters. You know.
It's so stupid to say, but
I fucking hate that.
it's international
It's international
water, planet water.
water planets. And like in international waters, you wouldn't be able. I don't think so. I don't know all the laws ever. You know, maybe. But I don't think you'd be able to just sail a giant like grass buffalo
It'd be like
in the
new
middle of the
country.
ocean and call it a country.
Yeah,
So you wouldn't
like
be able to do
that'd be
anything on
Florida
Mars.
though. Like
Huh?
if anything that could happen like that, it'd be Florida
It would
to
be.
do it. Just like
Just like dig a line on this border of Florida and just sail out to sea.
and then we sink because we're so lame.
Wow, that's a story for another day.
Once it happens for real,
Yeah, I hope it happens.
that'd be pretty epic.
Florida
With
Island,
Florida land.
Florida land, Florida. That's just the same
Just
one.
Florida.
No, but yeah, that's kind of the thing, man. Like, you'd have to set up a sort of like just a fake government. I don't think anyone could technically stop you, because what are they gonna do? Send police and spaceships? You can't
Send
do
fucking
that.
rockets to kill them.
Yeah, for real. Like you're not gonna. No government's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Except maybe Russia might do that one. New Zealand. I don't know. Rocket Lab is based in New Zealand, so that's why I thought of that. But like you could do drugs on Mars, and no one would be able to
Well,
stop
yeah.
it.
There's nothing to stop it.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah. It's just weird to think like, okay, say we're all going to Mars, as in like every country's gonna send
A few people.
a ship full of people to Mars. It's just interesting to think like territories. You know, everyone's gonna claim their own territory.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think you can.
Well, I mean, say you have these groups of people though, they're gonna be like, this spot is mine.
Oh, the China dome and the U.S. dome.
Some
The Russia
bullshit
dome.
like that. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sounds kind of pointless because I know we're leaving for more reasons than just that, but like it feels like if we're going there, you know, everything should be kind of
Yeah.
together. It's not gonna happen obviously because everyone has their disagreements with everyone else.
Yeah. You know what I think? Speaking of all that, I think it's definitely. I'm gonna sound like Joe Rogan. I think it's definitely possible that you and I could go to Mars. I think it's possible because they say that this generation is gonna live to be like way older, not way older, but like older than the previous
Older.
generation.
Yeah.
So we have more of a chance to go to Mars. I think we could do that, or at least like maybe like the top like 1%, 0.01% of wealthy people
Yeah.
could probably go to Mars in our lifetimes. I mean, if you think about it, like we've already, we can already like, in 20 years we'll definitely be able to send people to Mars.
Yeah.
Definitely, like that's 100%. And at that point I'm gonna be 40. So then, sustainable life on Mars would be another, let's say another 20 years, 30 years even. At that point, I'd be 70. Like I could definitely like go to Mars if I lived long enough. Like 100%.
Definitely.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Especially just to see people going there.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's history right there.
Yeah.
That you're a part of.
Yeah, like imagine the Wright brothers, Like they flew, right? And they're like, oh shit, like we made fucking history just then. Like just think of how that.
And they wouldn't. Obviously they didn't think of it like that, which is it's cool.
Yeah.
To think like people on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
That's history.
Yeah.
We're about to do that,
Boom.
but a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool to think about.
And then imagine 100 years from now, they're gonna have a whole system worth okay, you can go to Mars. Somehow we're gonna habit other planets like that.
Well, maybe.
I don't know how. It's just weird,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Jupiter.
Yeah. It's just floating gas.
And then burn and instantly suffer to death.
But what were you saying?
But yeah, basically that's it. Just that point of, they're gonna set up, and then imagine we're traveling between galaxies. Somehow, again, obviously.
That's a really long way though.
That's a long way, but this is the start to that. Because once well, technically the moon was the start of that, but this is the continuation of that.
You know what I think? I think we might have a little Moore's law thing going on with space travel.
Mm-hmm.
And are you familiar with Moore's law?
Explain it for the camera.
Well, Moore's law is basically it's saying the computational power of computers has doubled pretty much every year since the inception of computers.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone knows 1970 computers were big as hell, and you need an entire room just to calculate fucking your math homework, So and now you have fucking more power. I don't know, you have more power than Apollo had. The thing that landed on the moon,
Yeah.
You have more power in this thing.
Yeah.
Than that had.
That's crazy.
Many times more.
Yeah.
So I think we have a Moore's law, but for space exploration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of paused between 1969 and 2018, but now it's
now they're like, okay, yeah, let's continue that.
And we've already gotten 10 times less cost per kilogram for payloads thanks to SpaceX.
Yeah.
And we already have a lunar lander being built by SpaceX. And those things were a couple of years apart, So then we'll have the lunar lander being done in the next 5 years, and then in the next 10 years, we're ready to go to Mars.
Yeah.
After that, and then 1,000 years after that, we'll definitely have Earth, and we'll definitely have Mars, and then we'll definitely be somewhere else after that.
And imagine how travel will be after 1,000 years. Because, they can make something where it's a lot quicker. You know how we make planes?
Yeah.
They can have something like that.
Mm-hmm. But that's one of the weird things, because I think every generation thinks that they know something is a limit just for the next generation to break that limit.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a little newspaper that went around in the Wright brothers era that said it would take humans millennia to fly. Just the calculations and the design to come up with all that, it would take millennia. And it was 5 years later they flew,
Yeah.
And then we were all what else was impossible? What else was impossible? There's shit that people say that it was literally impossible, but then we just did it. What was it? It was flights, and now it's, I think going to space was one of them, maybe.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it sounds like going to space, but that's the thing. A lot of the technologies that we would need, based in our understanding of the universe now, those are either impossible or not gonna happen for millennia.
Mm-hmm.
And just me saying that, I like maybe I could sound like the fucking people who in the newspaper all those years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So that's the weird thing about space exploration, and just like advancement of technology in general. You never know how fast it's gonna go.
Which is crazy.
Mhm. Yeah. When did we start? How long has this been going?
Yeah, I don't know how to check.
Yeah. 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. My name is the baby, and I am the Shawnee.
The binge.
Oh no, it hasn't been recording at all.
Oh no.
This was a pretty good one, so I think we should say our goods.
It was.
Oh, it died.
Hearing your file prepared. Is it still recording or no?
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't.
My name is Shawnee. I drink in the Sony. And I am the funny. Yeah.
So boom.
That
was very epic.
That was a very good conversation.
Yes.
Very informative.
Yes.
Very enjoyable.
Epic. To say the least.
Always a pleasure.
Always. Huh? Oh wait, what happened to the other guys? Huh?
Where'd they go? I think they ate each other. Not in the homosexual way. In the cannibal lecture way.
And the actually like eating.
Yeah.
No.
Swag.
Yeah. Huh? What's the outro? Do we have one?
Oh, it's adios.
Adios.
Adios. Bye.
Yes.
4.
Fine. Well, the next one is
Yeah, see you episode 5. We don't know what we're gonna talk about yet.
boom.
Swag.
Huh? Okay.